hooked on a feeling. I'm high on believing that you're in love with me.
Hello everybody and welcome to another patch for Marvel Heroes 2015. This one is 1.12 and has the newest character for our roster, which is Juggernaut. In addition, we've got a couple of other very cool things, but first I hope that you had a happy and safe and fun Halloween, and I hope that you didn't go too crazy waiting for this patch to upload and deploy and be ready to play. So there's a couple of cool little things that I wanted to discuss first before I get into playing with Juggernaut. First off, we do have the Halloween event still going on, and it is also concurrent now with the Shield Omega or the Operation Omega event as well. So you can see Dum Dum Dugan is back to give us some cool random stuff here, and we also have the Omega files dropping. We have Agent Coulson over here to give us our Shield HoloSim related Omega files, all of that good stuff. As part of the Halloween event, though, we do have some cool new items. If you go to either the weapon or the gear vendors, oh, lame artifact, then you will see that we have pumpkinification potions. Pumpkinification. There we go. Pumpkinification potions. And there are 3 different types. And I actually got all 3. We have Happy, Sad, and Spider-Man. So there's the happy, and it just turns your head into a happy pumpkin. And then we have the sad one, which is, oh, it's a sad pumpkin. Oh, we're very sad. Boo-hoo. And then you have the Spidey one, which just has the Spider-Man eyes on it. So it's a fun little thing. The idea is that the devs want the screenshots with them and all that kind of thing. They're really cheap. They're less than 10,000 credits each, and you can reuse them as many times as you want. Pretty neat, pretty nifty little things. There are also some other very, very important changes and very important additions that we had. First off, we do have also our latest team-up, which is Havoc, and that's pretty exciting. Havoc is pretty neat. I didn't mention it before, but we do have some pretty cool new costumes. We have the Hulk Revengers, and we also have the Moon Knight Earth X, I believe it is. I'm not entirely certain on that one, though. But we also have the 10x boost packs or buff packs that you can purchase, where we've got the Iridium triple boosts, we've got the regular experience, the rarity special item boosts, as well as the bars that correspond with all of those. So some pretty cool stuff in the store, around the store, all that kind of stuff that can be purchased. But we also have some very important changes to the game itself. In addition to the new adding of Juggernaut, we also have the trick-or-treat buffs now are actually dropping a lot more frequently, which is very nice. As part of the Halloween event, again, it is still going on, and we do still get the guaranteed drops from Mr. Hyde and from Man-Ape, and then the shared quests every day, so that's always very nice. But one thing that's really, really exciting and really cool and very helpful, especially with things like raiding and even just going into Midtown and X Defense, is what is called the hardware mouse. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into one of the other hubs. I'm going to just go into Xavier School. And what I'm going to do is, as the screen loads, I'm going to be moving the mouse in a circle. That's it. I'm just going to be moving it around in a circle. And you can see it starts off pretty well, but then it freezes. The problem is, right now, the mouse cursor is controlled by the Marvel Heroes software. And you can see now it's going back in a circle again. Since it's controlled by the software, if the software itself suffers a frame rate decrease for whatever reason, then the mouse cursor moves slower as well. And we all know that that can be very, very detrimental if you need to move your mouse and or your character very, very quickly. So the hardware mouse option here under gameplay, it's a little checkbox right here. If you select this, then what happens is, instead of the mouse cursor being controlled by the software, the Marvel Heroes software, it is instead controlled by your graphics card. So it is processed in a separate way, and now even if I go into back into the other hub here, I'm going to do the same thing. You can see as I'm moving in a circle, the mouse still moves, even though there's clear frame rate decreases. You can see the animations are a little choppy, the little loading circle was different, and all that kind of stuff. Okay, very, very exciting, really cool. There was very briefly with this patch the option to have the multi-spec. I know that, so you see it says Power Spec 1 right here. When I first logged in, it had the option to have all 5 of them, where you have the first 2 for free and then the other 3 available for purchase. I don't know if it was a bug that it was included in the first place, or if it's a bug that it's not here anymore, but either way, the multi-spec is currently not in the game. It seemed to be functioning from what I could tell, but as of right now, it still is not. The devs, as of right now, have not said any official word about it, though. So I'm going to go ahead and hop over to Juggernaut right now, so that you guys can take a look at some of his capabilities, some of his powers, and all that good stuff. He's pretty exciting, and for those of you who don't know, he uses his own type of instead of using spirit, one of those things, instead he uses momentum. And you can see it does look like spirit, but there was an issue with the user interface that caused a bunch of crashes, etc., etc. I'm sure you all have probably heard of it. But either way, the momentum is his resource that he uses for his powers, and it's really, really interesting because it really seems like a lot of what the devs were trying to do is truly make a movement-based build not only possible, but one of the best ones for him, which makes perfect sense because he's Juggernaut. That's the entire point. So I'm going to try and hop into X Defense real quick. Hopefully I'll be able to get some people. I know with the release of Juggernaut, it shouldn't take too long. And in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and pop a couple of potions here so that I can increase my my speed right here as far as leveling up. So do that. I got all my synergies together. I am ready to rock. And I have a Spidey head. Because why not? Because it's funny. Aw, sad Juggernaut. It's interesting though, because even just moving around normally actually grants you momentum, which again makes sense because the whole point of momentum is you gain it by movement, regardless of what kind it is. So it's just kind of cool, and some of his powers use more momentum than others. So it's pretty nifty. It's a very interesting, I guess you would say, a very interesting mechanic to utilize. And obviously I haven't really played him. I'm still only at level 1. But from what I have seen, from what little I've seen, it seems pretty cool. I saw a couple of other gameplay videos. I don't play on the test center, so I didn't get a chance to look at him before any of this started. But either way, so you can see that the hardware mouse is actually very helpful in this situation, because you can see there's a ton of slowing with all of my movements and everything, and just in Midtown in general. But not with the mouse, because it's awesome. I wonder if I'm going to get into the X defense. Even if I don't, I'll just sit here and punch these guys. Ah, there we go. Speak of the devil. Alright. Oh, go figure. We've got 5 Juggernauts. Who'da thunk? Is anybody really surprised? I certainly hope you're not. Because if you're surprised by it, that would just be sad. So Juggernaut actually went through a reasonable amount of testing. I know there was a whole lot of builds of the test center. People were given all sorts of feedback of what works, what doesn't work, how this, that, and the other works, blah, 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 etc., etc. Tons of work by the testers, tons of work by the devs. And like I said, I mean, I'm just going to mess around with him a little bit, see how I like him, see how he works out. Hopefully unlock a couple of powers that I can really mess with a little bit better. But we'll see. Of course, we've got, what, like 5 level 1 Juggernauts in this. Doesn't really work too well. Barely doing any damage. But that's okay, because we're having fun. What did I even unlock? Heavy punch. Pew, pew, pew. It's not really pew, pew, but whatever. We'll roll with it. Oh, this is so depressing. Ugh. It's probably because I have literally no gear. Incidentally, I still have my loot vaporizer on, so I'm not even seeing any gear. But who cares about that? I'm awesome. Oh, are we going to fail on the first wave? I hope that we fail on the first wave. That would be hilarious. It looks like we're going to fail on the first wave. Maybe I'll just hang out in Midtown a little bit more. Punch those guys. We're totally failing on the first wave. That is hilarious. And I'm okay with it. See, I'm punching Kingpin. I'm barely even doing any damage. Wow, that was depressing. And we still get an end chest even though we didn't actually do anything. We got pity medkits and some greens. Aww. That's so cute. Alright, well let's go back to Midtown because that was a total waste. To be fair, I should have known it was going to be a total waste. That's my own fault, really. Alright, Midtown it is. Da 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 da. So let's build up some momentum. Oh, I get to fight myself? That is awesome. Rawr. Wait, am I the only one here? Wow, he's so big. No fair. Oh, cool, trick or treat. Definitely not going to use that with Juggernaut. Mostly because I can't. Unless it's, you know, Dr. Octopus or Juggernaut. I'm fairly certain I'm the only one in here. But it's okay, because I'm super cool. Aw, Kingpin! That's funny because he was in X-Defense. I refuse to be run over by myself. Don't worry, I totally got this. With no gear. Or anything else. Whatever. Look at that. See, I won. Take that. Did I seriously get web shooters as a drop? Come on, give me more powers. And a cosmic. That's so nice. Thank you, game. It comes down to you and me.
I'm unstoppable.
Ha.
Gotta keep track of all these shiny things.
I agree. Alright.
I ain't lugging around anything else.
Now that I can actually equip stuff. Give me that. Sure. Boots of Elbow Drop. Elbow Drop is one of his cooler powers to see. Alright. Helmet and any bodysuit? Nope. Well, here I can vaporize. Alright. Now, just very briefly, we'll head back to the training center. Just real quick. Alright, so let's mess around a little bit. So heavy punch is decent melee, obviously. Big elbow drop. And that's how we'll stick with for now. Oh. Yeah, confirm. Okay. Can't be stopped. Oh, he gets that early. Alright. So there's heavy punch. Just good solid whack. And then the big elbow drop. Wah! So you can see just with a decent number of his powers, like the elbow drop, just the stride in general, which is just increases travel speed, which is pretty awesome. The Sunday punch is the other really good powerful whack. The unstoppable charge, devastating charge, and I think that's it. Oh, enter the fray. There's the other one. So tons of movement abilities or movement tagged abilities. Don't you know who I am? I'm the Juggernaut. Yes, you are. Incidentally, I don't really know a lot about Juggernaut in terms of his backstory and all that kind of stuff, unfortunately. So I can't really comment on the whole idea of Sidorak. The only thing I know about Juggernaut really is that Colossus replaced the Juggernaut as the Juggernaut at some point. I don't know exactly how, I don't know why, or anything like that. But either way, essentially, a large number of Juggernaut's powers are based around not only movement, but actually the idea of this of his momentum resource is pretty impressive, if you ask me. And I think it's just a unique way to make the character, and obviously it makes perfect sense because the whole point of being an unstoppable force is that he's moving around, and you can't stop him from moving around. So there, see, we get the little buff from what's it called? No, I think it's Into the Fray. But either way, it's pretty neat. He's got some really interesting powers. Obviously, only level 5. Can't really talk too much about him. I will probably be live streaming a decent amount of him in the next few days, hopefully, to take more of a look at him. But either way, for now, I hope that you guys enjoy the Operation Omega. I hope you enjoy the rest of the Halloween patch, and most importantly, I hope that you enjoy the new character Juggernaut, and just in general, have a wonderful time and get lucky with those drops, and just have a fun time playing the game as always, and I will see you next time.
It's as sweet as candy. Its taste is on my